This is the Tigers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Detroit Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh, baby, what a night. You talk about a playoff atmosphere. How about that for June 6th at Comerica Park? A packed house, and the Tigers get the win behind Tarik Skubal. We got a ton to get into. Welcome into a live Locked On Tigers Postcast. I am your host, Jake Riepma. You can follow me on Twitter at Jake_Riepma. And it's real easy to plan a show when you have an electric atmosphere at Comerica Park. So anybody at the game, let me know in the comments. We'll dive into what we just saw in our reaction show. Tarik Skubal earns his 6th win of the season. The Tigers beat the Cubs 3-1. An amazing catch by Kerry Carpenter. We got a number of different plays that changed the game. So buckle up, come along, and let's have some fun. As always, we thank you so much for making the Locked On Tigers Postcast your post-game destination. It's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe and check out Locked On Tigers with Scott Bentley. Great combination here, the instant reaction show with me and the deep dive with Scott Bentley all through the week. And when you got the best team in baseball, hey, it's a lot of fun. So sound off in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this one because, I was on the edge of my seat. I mean, it had a playoff-like feel because it was captivating baseball for 9 innings, and you've got some of the best players in the game all performing at the highest level. Hey, it was an Apple TV broadcast. We'll dive into that for a little bit. I thought the play-by-play crew was tremendous. Rick Waltz was awesome and really knew his stuff all about the Tigers. Listen to some Dan Dickerson as well. It's neat. You can do that feature. I mean, I'm going 100 miles per hour right now on a Friday night because that was exhilarating. I'm going to catch my breath. And while I do, be thinking of your biggest talking point in this one. I've got mine. It's our talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's Tarik Skubal. It's Kerry Carpenter's incredible catch with 2 men on to save potentially a home run, 3 runs maybe. It looked like it was close. I don't know if it was technically a robbery, but there's a couple of different talking points with this one. It's Spencer Torkelson continuing to rake 15th home run of the season. And my goodness, I mean, this is a Tigers team that, yes, was the series in Chicago a complete disappointment? Absolutely. But how about the resiliency to turn around in the first game of the series against a really good Chicago Cubs team? You could make the case the best team in the National League, and put forth that type of performance shows the grittiness of this Tigers team, the resiliency, the resolve, and even this is crazy. And I heard Rick Waltz say this on the Apple TV broadcast, and I even had to go double check because it didn't feel like this. The Tigers have won 8 of their last 11, folks. I mean, 2 of those losses to the Chicago White Sox and 1 to the Kansas City Royals. But other than that, you got the sweep against the really good San Francisco Giants team, albeit at home, where the Tigers just don't lose. And then 2 of 3 against Kansas City, 2 of 4 against the Chicago White Sox, and the bookends conclusion of the Cleveland Guardians series, and the first one here, the Chicago Cubs series. But how about that atmosphere? If anyone was at the game, let me know in the comments. And I see that comment box filling up. I'll try to get to as many as I can. But the atmosphere just seemed incredible. I mean, electric with every pitch. I saw people tweeting about it, and you could feel it through the broadcast. My brother and my grandparents were at the game. We'll have to hear from them exactly how electric it was because, man, it just seemed like this game had it all. And how about you got the youngster Jahmai Jones in his first game? I mean, he's called up and he already goes yard. I mean, this game really did have it all. Added a little insurance there, which you love to see. And just an incredible, exciting game from the Detroit Tigers to earn the win. And how about this? The best record in baseball, 42-23, 22-8 at Comerica Park. They just don't lose. And again, you can't say enough about Tarik Skubal. I thought Spencer Torkelson in the post-game interview, he asked, are you running out of ways to describe Tarik Skubal, and he said yes. I mean, there's only so many ways you can say this guy brings it every single night in dominant fashion every time he's on the mound. And I thought it was going to be another one-run win for the Tigers with Skubal on the mound, but eventually the way it all worked out. But credit to the Detroit Tigers, Tarik Skubal, and everybody for getting it done. I did want to note, though, how about and we'll get more on this in the turning point, though, where you've got the base running blunder by the Chicago Bears by technically, I guess, Chicago Cubs with CVA running through the stop sign there by the third base coach. But it was a changeup. It was a mix up because that third base coach, Quentin Berry, of all people, Quentin Berry, former Detroit Tiger, Quentin Berry had the go, and then he went with the stop sign, and CPA had no chance but to put on the brakes, and a great job on the relay for Riley Green to get that ball in fast, and then Javi Baez, and then the throw to McKinstry at third to apply the tag. But that was a huge turning point in this game because the Cubs ran out of a potential run there. All right, lots of comments to get to. My goodness, thanks so much for tuning in. And DT Lines is first up. What a debut from Jahmai Jones. Absolutely. Demetrius McNeil says, holy cow, Kerry Carpenter. Can't wait to see them boys at Comerica Park on Sunday afternoon. There you go, Demetrius. Let us know how it goes. Jason Walter with the scoop. Can't go wrong with that. Joel Jackson calling this shot. I love it. Joel Jackson says Scoob will repeat as Cy Young. I'm right there with you. He's got my vote. I don't have a vote, but if I did, he would have it. YouTube user, Cardiac Tigers for sure. Yeah. My heart skipped a beat. There's no doubt about it in that eighth inning. First and third. Long, high fly ball out to right, and there's Kerry Carpenter bringing it in, tracking it down, and I loved the reaction from Will Vest, the reaction from Tarik Skubal. I mean, this is fun. I would have a hard time coming up with a more fun baseball game in the beginning of June on a summer night like that. I mean, it truly did have it all. All right, couple other comments. Matt Wood says we'll be there tomorrow. Braylon Dennis says, give Skubal the Cy Young already. Stop playing. I feel that. All the way. Squats Garden says, Scoob is that man. Pay him now. Oh, yeah. Let that debate go. You got to love that debate. Let's get at it because I say write the man a blank check. There's people that say, no, he can only go 7 innings, although tonight he went 7 2/3 or whatever it may be, and they're concerned. You don't want to sink all that in. I say, no. He's the Tiger King. Pay that man. And I know he's going to demand probably the most lucrative contract of all time, but I don't care. It's not a salary cap league. Open up the checkbook there, Chris Ilitch, and figure out a way to get it done. I'm unequivocally there, and you can debate me. And I know my boy, Jeff Rieger, one of my best friends in the industry, disagrees with me, and I love a healthy debate, but I say pay that man, make him a Tiger for life. All right, Gareth Ridings. Jones hitting a homer in his first at-bat was amazing. Dude, you're not joking. I mean, that was just incredible right there. I mean, you look at entering the game like that in the bottom of the eighth as a pinch hitter and just going yard. I mean, that's just great stuff. That's the kind of stuff. That's what, as Tim Kirchner would say, that's what you love about baseball. Great stuff, man. All right. Let's see. Gray Matter, always there to bring the mood down. Got to love that from Gray Matter. Even a middling start from Skubal is still in elite territory. Big thumbs up from Jahmai Jones getting his second career home run. Big thumbs down for the corporate greed fest known as Friday Night Baseball. Yeah, that's a good point. I enjoyed the Apple TV broadcast, though. I will be honest with that. I had fully intended to use that as a talking point because sometimes those national broadcasts just don't do it justice. But Rick Waltz and company were right there. They were all over it, nailed the big calls, and you could feel the electricity coming through the TV. And maybe it's because he had everything down about the history of the Detroit Tigers, what a great baseball town Detroit is, what a great baseball state Michigan is. And I hear that and I'm all in on the broadcast. But man, I enjoyed every second of it. All right. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Brent Harp says, did we get them out 1, 2, 3 in the ninth? Well, not quite, but Will Vest does get the 4-out save. For Will Vest, it's his 10th save. And in the ninth, there was a little bit of traffic on the bases. They had the single reach past a diving Spencer Torkelson. And then Vest was able to get our old buddy Carson Kelly. How about Carson Kelly hitting cleanup? Where is that Carson Kelly from? And then Crow Armstrong singled. And then I apologize. So it was the Kelly fly out first, then Crow Armstrong singled, then Swanson grounds into that fielder's choice, which was really dicey because Crow Armstrong, PCA got a really good break on that and made it really, really close at second. In fact, the force out was challenged by the Chicago Cubs and upheld that he was, in fact, out at second. So that being said, after that, there was the ground out to the shortstop to end the game, and the Tigers go home happy. But, man, I'm overtime, and we got to keep the lights on here at Locked On. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have our turning point, our player of the game, and so much more on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. Don't go anywhere. This episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by Trade Coffee. Let's be real, coffee, it's not just a drink. It's a ritual. It's a lifeline. It's the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. If it's that essential, why settle for anything less than amazing? That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Whether you're gearing up for back-to-back meetings, shuttling the kids back and forth to their activities, or tackling an endless to-do list, your morning sets the tone for all day, and that's why you should start with the perfect cup of coffee crafted just for you. Enter Trade Coffee. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the United States, delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist, like myself, I might add, you've got a roast you'll love. And hey, you know what? I got to try Trade Coffee, and it is elite. First bag I had was spot on. And you know what? You can take a quiz, and if the match isn't perfect for you, Trade will replace the bag they sent you for free until you get it just right. How about that? Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. Drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. That's TRADE.com/LockedOnMLB for 50% off your 1-month trial. Drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. Today's episode is also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. America's #1 sportsbook is FanDuel. And listen up, I'll update this copy right on the fly. The NBA Finals are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances. I mean, my goodness, Tyrese Halliburton, the game winner, the buzzer beater. I'm talking major momentum shifts, can't miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never, ever been a better time to get in on the action. And FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. I'm talking player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Another day, another parlay. Fans now have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. So turn that $200 bonus into even more cash and bets and add to the excitement of your first bet hitting. If you're new to FanDuel, it's a perfect time to sign up. Head over to FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com, and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Woo, you got to love an electric night like that at the ballpark at Comerica Park. The Tigers winning the first of 3 against the Chicago Cubs. Same 2 teams will go at it tomorrow. Looking forward to that. It's an earlier start. Let me know if you're heading out to the ballpark tomorrow or if you're going on Sunday like our man Demetrius McNeil is. Tomorrow, well, you got Cater Montero on the bump for the Tigers, and then on Sunday it'll be a Jack Flaherty start. So looking forward to that. How about more on tonight's win? The Tigers top the Cubs 3-1, and let's get into it. It's our turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
couple to go with here because this was a game that had twists and turns. I'll start with the base running blunder by the Chicago Cubs and CPA, where you talk about making the wrong move, rounding third. It was kind of a tough to read play. And even though the conflicting goes versus stop sign was given, Crow Armstrong was the one that came up on the short end of the stick. And with Swanson hitting that double, it would have been runners at second and third with nobody out. And that's a totally different inning than CPA getting thrown out and tagged out in third there, or rounding third there, where you then have a runner at second and one out. Skubal gets Horner to fly out, and then Turner strikes out swinging, and they're out of the inning with 2 hits in the 5th and nothing to show for it. I'll also add, how about the turning point of the Kerry Carpenter incredible catch at the wall right in the top of the 8th with off the bat of Suzuki flying out, and Will Vest's reaction said it all. I mean, 2 on, 2 out. And if that ball leaves the yard, it's a 4-3 lead for the Cubs. Even if it's a double up against the wall, probably both runners score and making it a 3-3 game. But Kerry Carpenter said, "Not so fast, my friend," which you love to see. All right, our player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
This is a tough one, but you got to go Tarik Skubal. You really do. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I got Tarik Skubal all the way because he gets it done again. His 6th win of the season. He's now 6-2, 7 2/3, 8 hits, just the 1 earned run, and 6 punchies for Tarik Skubal. Give him the Cy Young, my friends. He's that good. Back to back, I can feel it happening. Now, a little honorable mention for our guy, Spencer Torkelson, though. 15 bombs. If you would have told me Spencer Torkelson would have 15 bombs on June 6th, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are. The Tigers are the best team in baseball. They win again. They can't lose at home. I mean, you can't make this up. The home record of 22-8. It's incredible. Amazing, amazing stuff. Now, there's lots of comments to get to. I apologize if I miss any, but hey, the dude always provides some content for us. Hard to pick player of the game with so much clutch baseball. Jahmai Jones, huge insurance homer. Indeed, I would agree. Gary Myers checking in. Our guy, appreciate it. Great game. Max Splicer said, "I was so down after that 3-2 loss to the Sox, but we back up, boys." Hey, that's what baseball's all about. It's 162 games, and I was right there with you. And like I said, I mean, even with the amount of disappointment in that series against the Chicago White Sox, the Tigers have still won 8 of 11. And again, I mean, I said we need to stockpile wins in this portion of the schedule. I didn't expect a sweep over the Giants and a split against the White Sox, but hey, baseball's a crazy game, and the Tigers get it done tonight. Hey, make sure you join me for the Tigers postcast tomorrow after Tigers and Cubs in the second game of the series. Looking forward to that because it's going to be a great time, and it always is a good time. I mean, you got to love it. It's Tigers baseball, the best team in baseball, doing what they do. Appreciate everybody tuning in. What a night. Tigers get the win over the Chicago Cubs. And hey, let's do it again tomorrow. Talk to you next time on a live Locked On Tigers postcast.